guys, hello, welcome back to my channel. And now I'm feeling better. I'm so happy. I'm not suffering from any cold and flu anymore. Everything is going okay, so I'm happy. So today I'll be talking to you about how to deal with stress when studying for either for exams or revision techniques and things like that. So I'll just give a quick 4 to 5 tips of how you can deal with stress, and these things work for me. I'm not saying it's gonna work for everyone. You just have to find what works best for you to be able to manage your stress level and things like that. First of all, I know I am not perfect. I am not just someone that just fell down from heaven, and things are also given birth to by human, so I am prone to stress out. It is normal for you to get stressed over things, either studying, either exams, assignments, could be anything. Even it could have to do with things about your life, financial issues and things like that. Things like that could stress you out. It could be your relationships, anything could stress you out. The best thing is you finding out the best way that is suitable for you to manage that stress and make sure it doesn't overpower you, doesn't affect your life in that sense. So first, I'm just gonna give you a quick five or 4 tips of how you can manage your stress, of how I do it, and it does work best for me. I've written it down so I won't forget what I have to say. So the first one I have is following relaxation techniques. I can't stress this enough. It's really good. Sometimes when I see people do it before, I always feel like, what's wrong with these people? What are they doing? Do they even understand what they're doing and things like that? But after trying it out, I actually figured out that it works really well. It works so perfect. Relaxation techniques such as something that you can use to relax your muscles. For example, you can decide to just sit in a very quiet place with nobody and just meditate deeply, listen to books, listen to meditative words, because there are some apps that you can use. That I think there's an app called Calm recently on Apple, which is really good to have an app like that these days, and it just gives you meditative words to calm you down, to just put your mind off what is stressing you, and you just feel like your muscles really relaxes and you feel so relieved and burden free. Nothing happens. You just, before you know it, you fall asleep. When I listen to Calm, it's like a method or a prerequisite for me to fall asleep quickly. So it's just like, before I know it, all my mind is off what is stressing me out, all my mind is off what's bothering my mind, and I'm just free, and then I just go to bed. Simple. And another thing you could use to for relaxation techniques is like stress ball. I don't know if you have that wherever you are. In the UK here, I got one randomly in the library while I was studying, and it does work best when I'm stressed and I just play with the stress ball. It is actually very effective. Just play with it. Before you know it, your mind is off whatever you're doing. Your mind is just on that ball. Why is it so squishy? What is so different about this ball and things like that? That's number 2. The number 3 aspect of relaxation techniques is doing some breathing exercise. So when you are stressed and you just want to get relaxed, when you're stressed, your muscles tend to like tense up and you feel so tender and achy everywhere. So when you try some breathing techniques like deep breathing and out slowly and steady, it does help to relieve you of your stress, and it does help to relieve you of whatever you're thinking or whatever is bothering your mind. Even though it sometimes, I know some people are gonna say it doesn't actually work, like you still have the things bothering you in your mind. Sometimes I feel like while you're doing those relaxation techniques, you tend to actually think of the best way to approach this problem I'm going through, to approach this thing that is really bothering my mind, and before you know it, you find the answer to it. And if you find the answer to something that's been bothering your mind and you find out how you can solve this easily, why not go for it? So it's just like taking it off the stress, because one of the reasons that you're stressed is because you can't figure out how to sort that situation out. So if you can go through these relaxation techniques and things like that, it helps to promote your way of trying to think of what I want to do to solve this issue, and before you know it, the answer comes from nowhere in your mind, and you go for it. And when you go for it, you end up finding out that it actually works, and you're free from what is bothering you. The second thing I always do whenever I'm stressed out is I write things down. I just love writing stuff down. Like, this is examples of things I write down. So whenever I need to say something, or I've got something bothering my mind, and I know, okay, I'm gonna forget about this is really stressing me out and things like that, I write it down. I could have a long list. I write it down to then watch and look, which one is the priority? Why am I getting stressed about this? Why am I getting stressed about this? I then ask myself, and then I try to figure out, okay, I think I'm getting stressed about this because of this and that, or this and that. Then, okay, I'll have to do this first. I have to find this way of sorting this out so I can be free from this. And before you know it, your long list gets so concise enough, and then they start shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. Before you know it, your stress list is gone. It's all gone. There's nothing to stress about anymore. That's a very good technique. Write things down whenever you're stressed, because it helps to implement your mind and allow you to be able to speak out, find out why you actually get stressed about that. So the third thing I do to get free from stress, or how I do to manage my stress level, is doing something I enjoy. Me personally, I love to watch movies, specifically South Korean dramas. So I use my South Korean dramas as a way of getting out, taking my mind off anything, because I'm so into the movie and my mind is all into the movie. So I take my mind off anything I'm thinking about. Another thing I do is I like to sleep. I love sleep so much whenever I'm stressed. It's just like a way of just running. I don't know if I'm gonna say, why run away from something that is gonna bother you anyway. But that moment when you're taking it off your mind and sleeping off it is the best way, because you're just not gonna hurt yourself because you get stressed about something that, no matter how stressed you are about it, if you don't make an effort, if you don't work towards it, it's not gonna change. So the best thing is I sleep it off, and then when I wake up, something just comes to my mouth, like, okay, I'm gonna do it this way. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna get stressed about anything and things like that. I know it's kind of easy for someone to say, but it is not easy to actually implement these tips, but it does work. It takes time. It takes a longer period of time, but the more you practice it, the more you do it, the more you get used to it, and the more stress-free your life would be. Studying alone is stressful. Talk less of having all the things with your personal life, your financial issues, everything, your family, your relationships, and everything that all added to studying. That is an extreme way of stress. So what I do is watch movies, or I sleep off, or go out with friends. I know I hardly do, but when I'm at that peak, I do just want to get out of the house. I just want to get out of my room. I want to get out of the four corner of this room. I just don't want to be in this place, because it's kind of gets claustrophobic after some time, and I just want to go out and get some fresh air. I could go for a walk, anything. I could just go and visit a friend somewhere. So it just takes me off the stress and things like that. Another tip is organize your work. For example, I post something on my Instagram lately about me planning for my revision, which is for my revision, and my exam is going to be in May, June. I know people are gonna say that is too early. This is one of the reasons why I did it that early, because when it gets so closer and closer and closer, you get so stressed about it. You're like, how am I going to do this? When you have like 4 or 5 modules to do as an exam, and there's so many courseworks to give in at the same time, you actually get burned out, stressed, like, okay, what am I doing now? Before you finish something, you're doing another thing. Before you finish something, you're doing another thing. So it's always good to organize your work and prioritize which one is the best to do first. An example of what I did, because I started my revision, is something like this. I don't know if you can see, and this is my fashion planner, by the way. This is how I use my fashion planner. So this is me planning for the whole month of March, what I'm going to do and how I'm going to revise my models. And I made sure I had one topic per week. If the topic is very voluminous one, which is very huge, I'd make it like, okay, 3 days for that topic. It does help. And since I've done this, today's the 4th of March, I've literally I'm so happy that I've literally started the perfect revision. So I'm not really worried about what's going to happen in May, June, because I have started so early, and it's very effective for me. So another thing is organizing your work. And the last thing I would say is talk to people. If you are stressed, it is always good to say it out. There's no point in keeping it in your mind and things like that. It's just going to bother you more and more and more. And there's a saying that says 2 heads are better than 1. So if you're trying to keep something that is bothering you in your mind, don't forget you only have 1 head. Try to say it to someone or speak to someone that you trust, and you know this person is a very responsible person. This person will listen to me and would advise me. Even if I'm wrong, I want the person to tell me I'm wrong. I don't want someone to pretend to me that I'm right or anything like that. So you need to be able to find a very trustworthy person. It doesn't have to be a friend. Your parents could be someone you could speak to, which is the best way anyway. Speak to your parents, speak to your siblings. They are your family. I know some people say, I at least still believe that families could hurt you. They will always be there for you in your time of need. They would always be there. So speak to your parents, speak to your family, your siblings. If you are getting stressed about anything, they are there to they are more experienced than you. They know what life is. Your parents have been in this world way before you decide to come in, so they know what all these things are. So when you speak to them, they'll be in the best position to kind of like explain to you, okay, this is how you're gonna approach this thing bothering your mind, and before you know it, you get stressed free. They will be so there for you to explain, okay, let's do it this way, why don't you try this, why don't you try it that way. That's the best way. So I think all this list I have mentioned, it's quite effective and very efficient for you people. It works best for me. It doesn't have to work best for you. The best thing is you have to find yourself. You need to find what actually works so best for you, what makes you unique, and how you can manage your own stress level. So that's the end of my ranting. So I hope you like this video. So if you like it, could you please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and please comment down below how you approach your stress level, how you deal with your stress and things like that. So let's all learn from each other. So please comment down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.